Okay, so as you heard, Justin Piwetz, I've been with BP since 2011. I'm currently the asset management lead focusing on innovative technologies and capabilities, specifically in IoT, AI, generative AI, and digital twins. Um, didn't put my introduction on there because, I figured you can just meet me. I have a brief set here. I wanted to kind of talk about, we're presenting on behalf of BP in conjunction with Wood and A's, who have been integral into our digital twin solutions that we're currently deploying. I have a very big focus on looking at data and understanding that data is owned by us, by the operator, the people that are producing the data. The digital twins and the vendors we use to enhance those digital twins and bring the data together, the whole point is making sure that it's interoperable. We have different digital twin solutions. We have different levels of digital twin via process twins, visualization twins, difference between CAD-based things and things about reality capture. So we've got a lot of different capabilities, all of which rely on the same data tier. So instead of being siloed into a single data solution, we have multiple tiers there. Also, making sure that you want to get your data to a point where it can be reviewed, where it can be visualized. Once you visualize your data, you can find the errors, you can find the mistakes, you can get to a place where your data has better quality the faster you get it out there. So if you wait for your data to be perfect before you actually get it into your systems to start with, you'll never get it into your systems, you'll never get things taken off. So making sure you have that feedback loop of validation, quality assurance, quality control, and management. This is an example of one of the ones that we did is when we deployed into our digital twin solution and when we were able to bring the data in-house, we were able to take our survey days down by 33%, the time to find information by having it in a visual layer and being able to search it via tags, via visualization, and have it in reference to other data within the system was increased by 47%. And then also we reduced our offshore visits by 24 days in that first year. I believe this was back from 2023. So we were able to do our maintenance planning and capabilities onshore instead of offshore. This was a very good thing in working with A's and Wood and BP together. We were able to take, by deploying our digital twins and looking at our data cleaning and capabilities, we were able to take our time from the data being entered into the system from 1 to 2 weeks of being able to get through all the QA controls, et cetera, and the time to get it up to the twin itself, down to less than a day. And in some of these, it's even less than an hour, but I didn't go any lower than that on this particular slide. And I am going through these faster to save time for questions at the end, just so you know. Also for interoperability and the interoperable design ecosystem, we are able to keep the source data in BP. So instead of having our data out in the cloud or out in other systems where it's difficult to get back to, it's difficult to integrate into other systems, we have it internally controlled by APIs so that we can always get to the data, we can get the data into other systems, and we can draw insights to it from native systems as well. So we can use it in our digital twin visualization solution, we can use it in things like Databricks, we can use it in things like new generative AI techniques that come out, we can use it in our underlying knowledge graph that drives our data. Also, it allows us to have a standardized approach, which allows the regions to adhere to that very quickly. So if we deploy in Gulf of Mexico, we deploy in North Sea, we deploy in different regions on different facilities, we have a standard data approach to being able to deploy that. It allows us to scale very quickly and very rapidly. And then once again, with the blanket releases, if we have an update to our data model or our engineering model, we can very quickly deploy that across all regions as one single effort, as opposed to having to go to each region and special tailor it to that specific region. Another point of integration here is we work very closely with Syn2 and ESRI, and being able to pull all of our data into these various systems. So from the A's visualization tool, being able to branch out into Syn2, from Syn2 being able to branch out into A's, and then from our geospatial-based digital twin OneMap, which is our Esri take, being able to get 2 different regions in there and being able to pull the data in and reference it from all of those systems together. And also, this one was talking about the accelerated deployment, being able to grow that deployment, grow the capabilities and scale from having this in one region to multiple regions, and then also expanding it so that within those regions we have standardization across. And then also, like I said, with the availability of the standard data platform underneath, we have the potential for if there's a specific one-off use case or a scenario that doesn't fit any of our current solutions, we have the ability to pull in a one-off solution for that particular asset or that particular capability. I have a few examples of things that we've done here for artificial intelligence and analytics, looking at multiple locations that we've been able to deploy this kind of capability for subsea operations. We've been able to do inspection for subsea inspections or topside inspections. We also have an integrity management and digital twin integration system that allows us to look through like Mad Dog and some of our Gulf of Mexico assets, being able to visualize that remotely and look at the processes and how they all flow together. Then this one I was not actually involved with, but I put it up there because it has some interesting examples. And then for asset improvements, we're able to look at where things from the CAD model and the reality capture don't overlap or do overlap or don't overlap. When we have pipes coming out of the middle of staircases, we work with people like Wood example to come in and be able to look at the data, rectify it against our reality capture data, make sure that the assets are correct, make sure the CAD files are correct, and then pull it back into the system. And once it's back into the system through the automation capabilities, it goes directly back into the twin as well. And then 3D visualization analytics, this is where things like ESRI, things like A's, things like Syn2 come in very useful to be able to have our workforce look at what they're doing without having to go on site, be able to plan scaffolding without having to go on site, being able to see the distance between places to see if a skid will fit through, being able to do, in some cases, engineering level visualization, and in other places where the accuracy is not as heavy because handheld scanners and some stuff like that, you can do general planning. Then surveillance analytics, this is looking at integrating our IoT sensors and looking at all of our data that makes a digital twin, because if you just have a visualization with no data flowing into it, you've got a model. It doesn't give you the insights that you need. This is where we take all of our IoT data, all of our SCADA, any of the systems that we use, even manual observations. So you can go in and either observe via robotic interface or a human interface, pull that data into the system and gather insights into it. Then the operational digital twin is looking at our operations, looking at how the different capabilities put together can actually generate value and increase savings, and how that can grow into being able to optimize your systems, increase or decrease turnaround times, different capabilities around that. And then I wanted to put up here just a few quick quotes of people in our team and various other entities within BP about what the digital twin solution has done within BP, how it's benefited. And then I wanted to leave this kind of up and just see if anyone had any questions for the very kind of fast-paced slide deck I just went through before we pass on to the next presenter. Anyone at all? All right, great. In that case, I'll leave on to the next one and we'll save the rest for the panels.